It's Melissa. Happy Tuesday. I am happy to be back with you today, and I am so happy to be here to answer a bunch of the questions that have been coming in about the new 24-inch Silhouette Cameo Pro. So, literally yesterday, crazy town. So thank you all for your wonderful comments and questions, and I know lots and lots of you put in orders. Silhouette America is completely sold out. Swing Design has pre-orders that will be shipping later in November for both the machine and bundles. We're going to talk about all of this. I'm going to show you, we're going to do a first cut. I'm going to give you some examples of why you might want or need the 24-inch Pro, because that is one of the big questions. So one of the things is, this is not a machine that a first-time user is probably going to see a need for, right? So the people that are mostly probably going to decide that they need more cutting room are those who end up making a lot of signs, making a lot of wall decals, using for stencils, if you make doormats, and those popular wood rounds. So the wood rounds come in all different sizes, but the biggest sizes, or the most popular sizes, are 15, 18, 20, 24 inches. So without either the Pro or the Cameo Plus, the 15-inch, you cannot make either your stencil or your vinyl decal in one cut. So this, oh no, I didn't flip my picture, shoot. I usually always do that, I forgot today. So this says Joy to the World. I promise you it actually says it correctly. Was cut on the Pro, all right? And we're gonna cut it again. I'm gonna show you how to do this. This would be a stencil, okay? And then you would use the transfer tape, which you can also find in 24-inch, to apply and then cut, okay? You could read it the other way and then make it the decal. All right, so this, while this doesn't take up the full 24 inches, it is too big to cut on a Cameo, a 12-inch Cameo or the 15-inch Plus, which is where the Pro comes in. If you are making, you know, wall decals, again, they are typically, if you have a big wall, you don't want something that's just 12 inches, so they're typically bigger than that, wider. I actually, just a couple months ago, we were redoing Olivia's room, and she wanted a mermaid decal over her bed, and I had to piece it together, and she continues to remind me that the hair and the tail, where I had to make the little cut line, they don't line up exactly. I'm like, it's good enough. But I didn't have this at the time, and it would have been perfect. You can also, just for production's sake, maybe you have things that could fit on a 12 or 15-inch Cameo, but with the Pro, you can, it's obviously double wide, right? So you can do more at once. So I'm gonna show you how this works. I'm gonna tell you where to get the vinyl, because getting the vinyl has been the biggest question both prior to the launch and since the launch. Where do you get 24-inch material? So first of all, Swing Design is now selling 24-inch rolls of vinyl. 6 foot long. These are all 24 wide, okay? So when I say they're all 24 inches wide. And they have them in both Oracal 651, which is permanent outdoor, or 631, which would be removable, good for stencils, good for walls, different things like that, okay? So you can get, they have the 6 foot, which is a set of it, 12 rolls, 12 24-inch rolls of 6 foot vinyl in one bundle, okay? You can get that bundled with the machine. You can also get individual 30-foot rolls, which I think are actually ideal. This is a 30-foot roll. It's 24 inches. It was a 30-foot roll. I've cut off of it since. I'm going to show you how it works with this. And then you will see that a lot of places also offer, this is so heavy. This is a 150-foot roll, okay? So this is the most economical way to buy vinyl, because it literally comes from the manufacturer like this. In fact, the 12-inch rolls are cut from this, although this is 24 inches, so it doesn't need to be cut down. The problem is the roll is physically too heavy to cut on the roll feeder. It does not work correctly, okay? So if you are going to end up doing this, and right now the 24-inch 150-foot roll is out of stock most places, again, symptom of the pandemic, if you decide to go this way, I would cut pieces off the roll before you cut on your machine, because this will not roll through. It is too heavy, okay? Believe me, I tried every which way. All right, so how does this work? Okay, so like we talked about yesterday, And I threw a link up today, or a video up today for the unboxing. I also threw my hair up because literally by 8:30 yesterday morning, I was like, yep, the hair is going up. It hasn't come down since. It's been a crazy couple days. Okay, so we have the roll feeder, which I told you guys comes with the machine, but unlike the little sister up here, it is not built in, okay? It's detachable, and it needs to be assembled and attached before you cut, if you're cutting off the roll. And I would highly suggest that you cut off the roll or without a mat as much as possible. The mat is 24 by 24. It's very, very large. Okay, so all that you do here is place these pieces. There's the 4 pieces, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You place them, and again, I'm sorry that I forgot to flip my camera. That's a mistake that I did, and now everything looks backwards. So you just hook this under there. This one has to go in this one spot. This is the left side. Again, I know that when you're watching, it's on the wrong side. This one down here, this little one, also has a specific groove here in here. This piece, the center piece, is adjustable, and that is adjustable based on the size roll that you're using. So if you have HTV, which is standard 15-inch, you just pull this in, and you would cut it that way, okay? And then you would, I don't know if you can even see that. It has these little roll extensions. These go in and out. The further in they go is for the wider roll, okay? And you want to pull it out if you have a thinner roll. Okay, so we're gonna cut a 24-inch roll, so I'm gonna put that all the way down there. And then you have this last piece, which, to be completely honest, I'm pretty sure it's just to keep everything in place, okay? And then you want to make sure that your roller is in the right spot. So you use the roller just the same way that you do on all the other machines. You flip this down, and then there's these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots that you can place your roller, okay? This is dependent on the size material that you're using or the mat. So you can use the portrait mat, the CAMEO 12-inch mat, the 15-inch mat, 20-inch material, 24-inch material, 24-inch mat, okay? So you really are able to use, there's no limit, you do not have to cut the full 24 inches. So HTV doesn't come 24 inches wide, but vinyl, adhesive vinyl does, okay? All right, so this is all set up. This is set back so that the roller is down, and now you just need to feed. So you're gonna place your roll in here, okay? Over here on this side, first of all, we all need a bigger table, and I need you all to do me a giant favor, and you need to tag Swing Design and or Silhouette America and tell them we need a stand. Say it with me, okay? This thing is too big. Look, it's literally taking up my whole table. I have barely any room for my poor computer. Okay, we need a stand. I jerry-rigged a stand, and I'm not sure if I'm going to show you guys how I did that because it makes me a little nervous to tell you that. Anyway, okay, so the machine's on. We're going to press the load button. The mat sensor is going to give us 3 to 5 seconds to load with 2 hands, which is super helpful for this. I'm so sorry that my arm is getting in the way. Okay, so let's try this. I'm going to make sure that you're lined up. Okay, once it is loaded in, I would suggest that you load the vinyl in slightly further. So you can do that over here on the navigational. That just helps prevent the rolled edge of the vinyl from getting stuck, okay? And now we are ready to cut. You want to make sure that this is flush against the edge of the roll so that it keeps it going straight. Okay, so that Joy to the World sign that I showed you earlier, that's what we're going to cut, all right? I have it in Silhouette Studio. It's all set up here. This is a 24-inch work area. No mat is selected. And it's going to cut. Now, this is going to take a couple minutes. Okay? I am cutting with the USB connected auto blade. But again, you can cut, you could cut with Bluetooth connected. Okay? All right, now, while this is cutting, let's chat a little on some of the other questions that you have had. So some of the, I'm going to move over here. I don't know where to go. I clearly need a bigger room. Some of the questions that you have had are surrounding the blades. The only blade that comes with the Pro is the auto blade. If you want to get the rotary blade, the punch tool, the 3mm craft blade, which all work in the Pro, just like they do in the CAMEO 4 and the Plus, you need to get that with a bundle, okay? Get them with your Silhouette Pro bundle, and the only place you can get that right now is at Swing. I have seen the inventory. The stuff is out of stock everywhere, and there is a really good chance that it's not going to be in stock anywhere near the holiday. So if you guys want those blades and you want this machine, get it all together, okay? All right, so that was one question. The other question that I keep getting is, what is the size for print and cut? There is no size limitation on print and cut for the Pro. The 24-inch Pro can do print and cut. However, it's going to be limited by the size of your printer. So if you only have an 8.5-inch printer, then that's the size that it's going, that's the size of the print and cut. If you have a wide format printer, like I also have a wide format printer which prints, I think it's 12 inches wide, then you can do print and cut on that. So just be aware that that's how print and cut works with it. Everything else is pretty much the same between the CAMEO Pro and the Plus and the CAMEO 4. The biggest difference is the length, 24 inches versus 15 and 12. The price, obviously, $499.99 base price, but then if you bundle it, you get, you know, I think the bundles start at $529 and kind of go up. But again, if you want vinyl, like what's the point of having a 24-inch machine if you don't have the 24-inch material? So my suggestion is to either get the Pro bundle, if you're going to be cutting vinyl, either get the Pro bundle that comes with the 12-pack of 651 rolls or 631, or if you know that you mostly cut black and white vinyl, they have a bundle of black and white. It's 30 foot, which is what this is, 24-inch wide by 30 foot, okay? So there are a lot of different choices. I did link to a blog post that kind of helps separate what bundles what would be best for you. But that is my suggestion. This is cutting very well. I'm going to weed it when it's done. Again, what we're making here is something that people ask about all the time. What am I going to make with this? We are making to fit one of those 18-inch wood rounds that you guys are just been making for months. They're super popular, very on trend, but they come very big. They're 18, 24 inches, and if you want to make a decal or a stencil that works for that and doesn't make it look like it's teeny tiny, you need a big cutter. All right, so that's one thing. Someone is asking, online labels is only 8.5 by 8 by 11.5. They actually have long format paper or wide format. They have 13-inch sticker paper. Online labels does. I will throw the link up for that as well. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to tell you guys about, if you are thinking about a machine, we saw this yesterday. Silhouette sold out of all of their machines in a matter of hours. Okay, they had a couple hundred machines and they're gone. So if you see something this holiday season, I am practically screaming because this is going on right now. But I'm standing right next to it, and the sound of the machine, it's not a quiet machine. Okay, like I don't know how else to say it. The direction that the machine is cutting impacts the sound that it makes, okay? So, anyway, that's what it is. As I was saying, though, what the heck was I saying? I forgot what I was even saying. Anyway, I forget. Okay, is there a stand? I need you guys to tell them. We need a stand. We need, please. This thing is too big, okay? And it's not super convenient to be moving around, okay? It's my #1 con if you read my review. Now it sounds like it's singing. Right? Okay. It is just as loud as the others. Yes, I am standing right next to it. I'm trying to make sure you guys can hear me. Next time I can wear a mic if you want. Okay, so we are done. It has now completely cut. I don't have to yell anymore. Okay? And I need my weeding tool, and I'm going to just test to make sure that this has cut well before I start, before I unload it. And it has. Can you see this? Okay. I do this while it's still in the machine so that if I need to resend it to cut, it has not moved positions, okay? Okay, so now that I know that that has cut successfully, I can unload, okay? And now I'm going to cut this off the roll, all right? So my suggestion is, see where the edge of it is? Down here, I'm just gonna make a slice, and then on the back side, there's a grid, and I'm gonna try to cut right on the grid line so that the next time, can you see what I'm doing? So that the next time I have a clear edge. Now, you can feed this through the back. There is a cross cutter on the back of the machine, but I have to tell you, you have to remember to do it every time, okay? You have to remember to set it up in Silhouette Studio every single time. Okay, now, because I need more room, I have to move over here to weed this. So I'm gonna turn you guys this way so you can see. Also, number 3 most important question that people asked me yesterday. Where did you get that purple card? This pink cart is called the Original Pink Box. You can get them on Amazon or Wayfair. They are not cheap and they are not light in weight. It is very heavy. All right, let me see if I can pull this up a bit. Okay, so why am I doing this in blue? Well, I am making this as a stencil. If you end up getting one of the 651 or 631 bundle packs and it comes with a color that you don't really like, you're not going to use the yellow or purple, whatever. Use that color for stencils, okay? So just because you're not going to use one color for maybe vinyl decals, you can use it for other things, okay? So now let me just, I'm going to I put a square around my entire design so that I could use it as a stencil. Woo! Hold on. You really need an extra few hands. Okay, so I'm just going to cut. The reason I grabbed my scissors is so I can cut into this, so that I can weed it more easily around. Okay. All right, so I put a circle around my decal. You'll see as I weed it away. And this way I do it so that it protects when I go to paint my sign, okay? And again, I apologize that I did not reverse this, but I forgot. I'm going on a little less sleep than normal. Okay, all right. Oopsie, got a piece here caught. Okay, okay. So the white part, the part that I'm weeding out, the blue areas that you see that I'm weeding out, that would be the area that I'm going to paint. Okay, so you can see how thin these pieces are, and it cut beautifully. I will tell you that the default cut settings, I adjust to, I keep the default cut settings with the exception of the blade. It says that the blade depth should be, it recommends a blade depth of 1, and I increase it to a blade depth of 2. And I found that that is the perfect cut setting for adhesive vinyl on the Pro. Okay, all right. So we're weeding around. Those of you who have just joined, we are making a stencil. First cut that I cut live on the CAMEO Pro on Facebook Live, okay? Just trying to give you some examples. I have heard it for close to 7 years. You're wasting so much vinyl. Oh, now I'm really gonna hear it. You guys, if you are in the business of making signs or decal, like it's sort of just one of those like the cost of doing business type things, don't yell at me. For me, the cost of doing business is showing you how this works. So I know I had a, whoops, why can't I get that little piece? I know I had vinyl around the outside edge that I pulled off, but what else was I gonna do? Okay. And gosh, there's so many little pieces here. Okay, so we've got our entire stencil all cut. And now all you would need to do is, again, there's 24-inch vinyl, or excuse me, 24-inch transfer tape, which again, if you get one of the bundles from Swing that comes with the roll pack, either the with the Pro or without, because they also sell the 12-pack with, is actually 13 rolls because it comes with the roll of transfer tape, okay? Whoops, I missed a couple pieces right here. All right. And you could, I guess, use 12-inch transfer tape, but you would need to put 2 pieces and kind of overlap, okay? And I don't have my round right here, and I don't have my paint, and so we are going to pick this part up of it later, but I did want to show you guys the very first cut on the CAMEO Pro. Again, how to use the roll feeder, how to cut off the roll, where to get the rolls of vinyl, because those have all been burning questions that you have all been asking in the last 24, 26 hours since this thing was released. All right, you guys, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. If you haven't already, wear your mask, go vote, say joy to the world, right? Okay, we are not skipping Thanksgiving. We are not skipping celebrating Thanksgiving. We are just also preparing for Christmas at the same time when we say joy to the world, right? Okay, you guys, I hope you have a fabulous day. I'll see you soon.